TikTok keeps taking this down, so let's talk about the girl who had her insides ripped out of her in a more lighter way. She was walking home from school one day and she met this guy who was 57 years old. She was 8 at the time. He led her in the bathroom, and it was there that he raped her, from her private areas to her mouth and ears. He then took a toilet plunger and shoved it up her private areas to remove his DNA. The force was so brutal and so crazy that it actually pulled out her organs. Oh, and I forgot to mention, because I recorded this video like 7 times already, that when she didn't want to do the activities he wanted her to do, he began to punch her about 7 times in her face, and then when she cried, he bit her in her cheek, and a chunk of her cheek ended up falling off. Anyways, back to the story. He then tried to drown her, and I guess he felt like he did, so he went about his day as if nothing happened. Also, this is her cheek. Anyways, she ended up regaining consciousness because he did choke her out, and that's how he was able to do what he did to her without her screaming or anything. When she woke up, she crawled out of the bathroom with her organs hanging out of her and received help from a nearby neighbor. When she got to the hospital, she stayed in surgery for 8 hours, and her injuries were classified as 3rd degree. Both mentally and physically, she was messed up, and now she needs someone to take care of her for the rest of her life. Anyways, they ended up finding him, and they was questioning him about it, and he denied everything until they said, well, hey, we have your evidence all over the crime scene. And then he said it was because he was drunk. Then they needed Naomi's statement, so they made her go to the police station about 8 times while she was still recovering from her injuries, bleeding and all. They forced her to go to the police station to give her statement. Not 1 time, not 2 times, but 4. Why? Because they kept losing her statement, forgetting to ask her certain questions, and forgetting to record the session. So now let's get into the trial. During the trial, they asked Naomi if she had smelled any alcohol coming from him, and she said yes. Because of this, he was only charged 12 years because there's a law in Korea that states if you are under the influence of drugs or alcohol, you cannot be charged the maximum. So he was released last December, and it's rumored to believe that he now lives in the same neighborhood as her. Her family did sue the police station for putting her through so much trauma. I'm not sure how much money they won, but I hope with the money they use it to move away, because that is absolutely disgusting. The story gets so much worse than this. Maybe I'll post it on my Instagram or my Snapchat, link in my bio, so you can watch the whole video. But if not, they also have a movie called Hope, and it tells her story from beginning to end. I had to record this video 7 times, so yes, I summed it up a lot, but there's a lot that should be said. Hopefully TikTok doesn't take this down again. But anyways, I have a Q&A in my bio where you can leave video suggestions, and there I am always looking for the next thing to talk about. Peace and happiness.